In a bold move towards sustainability and innovation, rental car giant Hertz made a significant bet on electric vehicles. However, what ensued was a journey fraught with unexpected challenges and setbacks. Join us as we delve into the story of how Hertz's ambitious venture into electric mobility took an unexpected turn, reshaping the landscape of the rental car industry and sparking crucial conversations about the future of transportation. While many were confined to lockdown during the summer of 2020, Wagner and O'Hara were actively seeking opportunities. Wagner had built a reputation for taking calculated risks on distressed companies since leaving Goldman Sachs in 2008 to establish Knighthead. His successes included major bankruptcies, such as Puerto Rico's primary power producer, PG&E, and Lehman Brothers. Known for his confidence, tireless work ethic, and meticulous attention to detail, Wagner stood out among his peers. O'Hara began his career in information technology before transitioning to J.P. Chase to facilitate multi-billion-dollar buyouts. In 2012, he founded Certares, focusing on investments in travel, tourism, and hospitality. Notably, O'Hara acquired a 50% stake in American Express Global Business Travel and a portion of TripAdvisor. Together, they raised a $1.5 billion fund to acquire struggling travel and leisure companies like Hertz, which had been severely impacted by the pandemic but held potential for significant growth once the economy reopened. Their strategy was straightforward, betting on the eventual containment or defeat of COVID-19, with the belief that any industry halted by shelter-in-place orders could experience a substantial rebound. Additionally, given Hertz's bankruptcy status, there was an opportunity to restructure debt, renegotiate contracts, and cut costs, further enhancing the potential for success. Throughout its history, Hertz has been a magnet for investors seeking lucrative opportunities. Back in 2014, billionaire activist Carl Icahn recognized its potential and launched a proxy battle to gain control of the company. Even automakers viewed it as a promising venture at various points. General Motors held ownership during the 1930s and 40s, while Ford took over in 1987, relocating its headquarters to Park Ridge, New Jersey, before selling it off to a consortium of private equity investors in 2005. Since Hertz returned to public trading in 2006, a succession of CEOs have attempted, with limited success, to tackle its challenges. Under Mark Frisora's leadership in 2012, Hertz engaged in a bidding war with Avis Budget Group to acquire Dollar Thrifty Automotive Group, securing crucial budget brands. However, this move also added to the company's already substantial debt burden, a lingering consequence of the 2005 buyout. Frisora's cost-cutting measures included keeping aging vehicles in service rather than updating the fleet. Before we continue, remember to smash the like button and subscribe to our channel, a decision that drew scrutiny from regulators who fined Hertz for failing to disclose the impact of this strategy on maintenance costs and its premium brand. Icahn exerted his influence to oust Frisora, but in the subsequent 6 years, regardless of who was at the helm, Hertz's stock continued its downward trajectory. When John Tague took the reins, his focus on compact and family sedans coincided with a 2016 drop in fuel prices, which led to a surge in demand for SUVs, leaving Hertz saddled with an unwanted inventory of used vehicles. Tague's successor, Cathy Marinello, initiated a $1 billion modernization effort for the company's car tracking and reservation systems, which proved so ineffective that Hertz is still in the process of replacing them. By the time Icahn divested his stake in May 2020, just days after Hertz filed for bankruptcy protection, he had incurred losses of nearly $1.6 billion. When Wagner and O'Hara stepped in, they brought with them a vastly more ambitious vision for the century-old company, Electrification. Having previously examined the disruptive potential of electric vehicles and autonomous driving, Knighthead was now deeply immersed in the future of mobility. Wagner was captivated by the notion that batteries would inevitably supplant gasoline, and self-driving technology would render individual car ownership obsolete. At that time, Tesla was experiencing unprecedented demand for its vehicles, and global EV sales were poised to double following a nearly 50% increase in 2020. Musk himself anticipated that Teslas were on the brink of achieving autonomous driving capabilities, suggesting that they could eventually generate income for their owners by serving as robotaxis for hire, rather than remaining idle in garages or parking lots. By fully embracing electric vehicles, Hertz could establish a significant advantage over competitors like Enterprise Holdings and Avis, potentially for years to come. By aligning itself for exclusive partnerships with ride-hailing services and automakers, Hertz could not only enhance its market position, but also boost profitability. The allure of EVs lay in their lower operating costs, simplified maintenance, and enhanced safety features. Meanwhile, O'Hara emphasized the potential synergies between Hertz and Certares, highlighting Certares' network of travel agencies and technological expertise. He expressed confidence in resolving long-standing software issues and projected an additional annual profit of $150 million, leveraging the rental business from Amex GBT. With the right software engineering solutions in place, renting from Hertz could become a delightful experience rather than a necessary inconvenience. Booking a Tesla, for instance, would trigger an app notification pinpointing its exact location. As you approached, the car would automatically unlock, greet you by name, adjust settings to your preferences, stream your favorite playlist from services like Spotify, and display your destination along with estimated battery consumption and available charging options. Returning the vehicle would be similarly seamless and hassle-free. When Hertz finally went up for auction in May 2021, Wagner and O'Hara, supported by Apollo Global Management, outpaced their closest competitor with a bid that exceeded by around $200 million. Jim Milstein, the investment banker representing Wagner and O'Hara during the auction, noted their significant advantage, explaining that they saw far more potential value beyond just a simple turnaround. Mark Fields, a former CEO of Ford, whom Wagner and O'Hara brought on board as a Hertz director, agreed to step in as the company's interim chief executive officer. However, a permanent leader was needed for the long haul. Shortly after Stephen Scher announced his retirement as CFO of Goldman Sachs in September 2021, he received a call from a former colleague, Jeff Nettleman, now a partner of O'Hara's. Nettleman inquired whether Scher would consider taking on the role at Hertz, where he would report to Wagner, another Goldman alumnus. Scher hesitated initially. Most of his 28-year tenure at Goldman had been in investment banking, where he excelled in finance, deal structuring, and capital raising. Transitioning to oversee the day-to-day operations of a company like Hertz posed a different set of challenges. Yet, Wagner and O'Hara presented an opportunity to spearhead an industry-wide transformation. Moreover, the financial incentives were substantial. If Scher remained for 4 years and Hertz shares met the ambitious targets outlined in his incentive plan, he stood to gain approximately $325 million and still be below the age of 65. Ultimately, he accepted the offer. Scher's selection came as a surprise to many. Known for his intelligence, logic, composure, and articulate communication skills, he was regarded as possessing both exceptional emotional and intellectual quotients. Despite his successful tenure at Goldman Sachs, there was little on his resume to suggest that he would excel at Hertz. When Scher commenced his new role on February 28, 2022, the foundational elements of Hertz's strategy had already fallen into place. The collaboration with Tesla stemmed in part from efforts by another Goldman figure, CEO David Solomon, who facilitated connections between Wagner, O'Hara, and major automakers. However, it became evident that only Tesla had the capacity to produce EVs at the required scale. The agreement for 100,000 Tesla Model 3S and Model Ys, negotiated clandestinely over 9 months, often involving discussions with Elon Musk himself, appeared to be a significant achievement for both parties. This move positioned Hertz ahead of competitors like Enterprise and Avis, with the latter only dabbling in limited EV rental experiments. Tesla's shares soared by 13% on the day of the announcement in October 2021, propelling its market value past $1 trillion for the first time. The subsequent partnership with Uber, revealed 48 hours later, addressed a different challenge. By leasing up to 50,000 Model 3s to extended his stays into weekends, he also established a new Hertz office in Manhattan, conveniently close to his Upper East Side residence. As we conclude the first part of the series, it's clear that the story we've uncovered is one of high stakes and unexpected turns. Hertz's ambitious leap into the electric vehicle market was met with excitement and anticipation, but as we've seen, reality can be far more unforgiving than even the most meticulously laid plans. Join us in the next installment as we delve deeper into the twists and turns that led to Hertz's tumultuous journey, exploring the ramifications for the company, the electric vehicle industry, and the broader landscape of sustainable transportation. That's all we have for today. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe to our channel.